I'm Seth Meyers. This is Late Night. We hope we're doing well. And now, if you don't mind, we're going to get to the news. During a campaign event last week, Vice President Kamala Harris defended her right to own a gun and said, quote, if somebody breaks into my house, they're getting shot. While Tim Walz said, and if they break into mine, they're getting cocoa. During a rally on Saturday in North Carolina, former President Trump called his 5-year-old granddaughter up on stage and said, quote, she's beautiful and she's sweet and she doesn't know how evil life is. You know, I used to think president was the job he was least qualified for, but now I think it might be kindergarten teacher. We're gonna do our ABCs now, and I have some things to tell you when we get to E. There's a lot of E's you don't know about. In a post on Truth Social, former President Trump said that he, quote, saved flavored vaping in 2019 and added that he will save vaping again. Finally, some good news for that cousin you only see at Christmas. In a new interview, former Trump campaign manager Kellyanne Conway said that former President Trump could lose the 2024 election and graciously concede defeat. You know, maybe, after all, there is video of that one time he actually did concede defeat. I think that's fine. I've seen that happen before. They're called umbrella steps. Ahead of next week's vice presidential debate, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg has reportedly been playing Ohio Senator J.D. Vance in debate prep sessions. He's been getting into character by looking in the mirror every morning and telling himself he's going to hell. The National Toy Hall of Fame last week announced this year's finalists for induction into the museum, while Dads announced the finalists for the National That's Not a Toy Hall of Fame. First inductee, the thermostat. The Hershey Company has announced a new partnership with C4 Energy to release candy-flavored energy drinks. Congratulations, you invented soda. Researchers at a library in Germany recently discovered a previously unknown piece of music that was composed by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and apparently he goes after Drake pretty hard. Pope Francis canceled his audiences on Monday due to a slight flu-like state. Cool, said the thousands of people who shared his cup. And finally, a cat that went missing during their owner's trip to Yellowstone National Park was found recently in California, more than 900 miles away. That story's pretty unbelievable. Who brings their cat on vacation? What's the point of vacation if it's not getting away from your cat? That was a monologue, everybody. We're off and running. Man, we got a special night for you tonight. Our first guests are Emmy-winning comedians. They're dear friends I met here in this building at Saturday Night Live. Their Simply Beautiful documentary, Will and Harper, is something you must see. It's in select theaters now and available on Netflix this weekend. Will Ferrell and Harper Steele are here tonight. And as if that's not enough, she's a talented actress you know from The Good Place and Veronica Mars. Currently, she produces and stars in Nobody Wants This, which is on Netflix Thursday. My friend Kristen Bell will also be here. My brother and I, we had a wonderful conversation with Josh Gad on Family Trips this week. Do give that a listen. Moving on, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump faced off in their first debate a few weeks ago. Most everyone agreed that Trump had a rough night, so we decided it's only fair to give him a chance to redeem himself. That's right, both candidates are right here, right now, and they're ready to go. So without further ado, here's the late night presidential debate. To the late night presidential debate. I'm your moderator, Seth Meyers. Let's jump right in. Former President Trump, it is wonderful to see you.
That's an incorrect statement.
True. Caught me in a lie. Former President Trump, I hear you're getting a ton of resumes from people who want to work in your administration. Where are they mostly coming from?
Prisons and jails, from mental institutions and insane asylums.
Vice President Harris, a sports question. What do you think we're going to see from the New York Giants this season?
The same old tired playbook. A bunch of lies, grievances, and name-calling.
Former President Trump, you've yet to confirm that you'll accept the results of the election. What do you say to people who are worried about a repeat of the January 6th insurrection?
I'll do it again and even better.
Former President Trump, your wife Melania just released a new memoir. What did you think of it?
I haven't read it. I don't want to read it purposely. I'm not going to read it.
Vice President Harris, I hear you're a fan of the show. What are you usually feeling at around minute 12 of A Closer Look?
Exhaustion and boredom.
Former President Trump, what have you been up to in the last 4 years since you left office?
I got involved with the Taliban.
Vice President Harris, I heard the FBI just arrested the Pringles guy. What did he do?
Under Donald Trump's presidency, he ended up selling American chips to China.
Former President Trump, you used to be a Democrat, but now you claim to hate them. What happened?
Nancy Pelosi rejected me.
Okay, I get it. So it's pettiness. It's just pettiness. Vice President Harris, why did you call on Congress to ban Trump from singing Get Low by Lil Jon at karaoke?
Donald Trump certainly should not be telling a woman what to do with her body.
Yeah. Hi, former President Trump. I heard you came up with new nicknames for your sons, Eric and Don Jr. What are they?
Weak and stupid.
Vice President Harris, what do you get when you cross Benito Mussolini and Hannibal Lecter?
A dictator who would eat you for lunch.
Former President Trump, I heard you hosted an Eyes Wide Shut orgy last weekend. How did it go?
We got gowns, we got masks, we did things that nobody thought possible.
Former President Trump, why did you tell Paula Abdul that she should stop doing the physically demanding dance moves she used to do in her 20s?
I told Abdul, don't do it anymore. You do it anymore, you're going to have problems.
And a quick follow-up, what did you say when she asked what to do instead?
I said, you're going to have to figure that out, Abdul.
Vice President Harris, a music question. What's your favorite Warren Zevon song?
Guns, drugs, and human beings.
Former President Trump, why do kids like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Because they're radical.
Vice President Harris, answer this question like you don't have to worry about getting canceled. How many people does it take to change a light bulb?
800,000 Polish Americans.
Her words, her words. Former President Trump, I have 3 empty spaces on my conservative dog whistle bingo card. Can you help me out?
Transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison.
Bingo! One second. Thank you so much for your time, candidates. I'll be right with you. Quick word with my writers. So it said I have 3 empty spaces, and then they're just all empty. I think I'm getting mine from mental institutions, too. Vice President Harris, what's your favorite Uma Thurman movie?
Kill the Bill.
Well, closer than your Warren Zevon answer. Former President Trump, what did you tell Eric and Don Jr. when they left for college?
Don't ever come back or we're going to kill you.
Vice President Harris, what's your idea of a fun Saturday night?
Let's talk about our plans and let's compare the plans.
Former President Trump, what are you? Are you doing anything exciting this weekend?
I have concepts of a plan.
Vice President Harris, why did Don Quixote die at the end of the book?
Windmills cause cancer.
Former President Trump, a lot of people do an impression of you. But I was wondering, can you do an impression of yourself?
We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics.
Oh, that was really good. You nailed it. Really good. Vice President Harris, give us your dream blunt rotation.
President Bush, Mitt Romney, and John McCain.
2 more.
Vice President Dick Cheney and Congress member Liz Cheney.
1 more.
Hannibal Lecter.
Former President Trump, your son, Donald Trump Jr., has been engaged to Kimberly Guilfoyle since 2020. Why haven't they gotten married yet?
I'll give you a little secret. He hates her. He can't stand her.
Vice President Harris, what do you say after a rally in New Jersey?
I say, we don't have to go back. Let's not go back. We're not going back.
And finally, last question. Former President Trump, what did Melania tell you on your wedding night?
We're not going to frack.
Well, looks like we're out of time. On behalf of the candidates here at Late Night, we thank you. We'll be right back with Will Ferrell and Harper Steele.